Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the day street. Remember, this is when top market experts join in, help us understand their view on the market, the various moving parts, and how should you understand what is really going to be important to track as far as the market's trend is concerned. Today has been a fairly good day for the markets. Right from the opening gap up, we have managed to sustain it and build further on it. 23,300 is with us on the Nifty 50. It's a bright shade of green as far as the markets go because all the sectors on the Nifty are hovering higher and trending with gains. The only index which is down in the red is India VIX, which is now down 20% at 16 odd levels. So that's the kind of downtick that you're seeing on volatility. That has eased quite a bit, helping the markets to really continue to surge without any fear. Top moving sector now is real estate. 5% of a move on this one. It's come back pretty strongly in trade today. Autos, metals, and even the banking space, that's holding up high at this point in time. All the sectors of the Nifty, barring one, are up by over 1% each in the kind of strong move that we are seeing. On the Nifty stocks, we have at least 48 stocks that are in the green, barring just ITC and HUL from the FMCG pack. Rest all 48 stocks on the Nifty are trending higher, with top movers including IndusInd Bank, Shriram Finance, L&T, Tata Motors and Adani Enterprises. 4 to 6.5% of a move that can be seen across the board on these key stocks. What's also doing well in the PSU space, you have the erstwhile favorites PFC, REC, GAIL, RVNL, railway stocks like IRFC, in IRCTC, that's also coming back strongly. Even the defense names like HAL, for that instance, are also buzzing in trade, about 2.5% odd kind of moves that can be seen. Let's look at the F&O pack to see how the momentum is there. HFCL is up by about 8% after a long haul. Macrotech developers, Samvardhana Motherson, again on the tariff easing or the pause that has been announced, is definitely fueling some more momentum under these stocks. What's not doing well in the F&O space? Bosch, Max Healthcare, Godrej Consumer Products, HPCL. These are the pockets that are actually not doing too well at this point in time. Let's welcome our guest on board. Brijesh Ale is now joining in on the program with us to share with us his views on the markets. Hi Brijesh, warm welcome. Good to have you with us. Tell us, after today's 500 point odd kind of a move that we are seeing, do you see the inherent strength of this momentum getting sustained?
Yeah, afternoon, Sakshi. So basically, the view on the market is positive, and I believe whatever the move which we are seeing, this is in line with the Q4 numbers, which is about to come during the current week and in the coming sessions. So my understanding is that the previously the resistance for the Nifty was 23,800. So that
Yeah.
is the level we are keeping a watch on. I have a view that that level might be taken off, and the value of the 200-day moving average, which is close to 24,053. So I expect that levels to be tested in this week. This is a very small week, truncated week. So maybe, most probably, maybe by Tuesday, Wednesday, coming Tuesday, Wednesday, we should be somewhere close to 24,000 level. So that's my directional view on the index.
Okay, got that. But tell me now about some of the banking majors that are flying away supporting the indices today. On the banks especially, what's your view? It's not just the private sector banks, of course, they are the heaviest weighted ones and that's really pulled up the markets higher. But across the board, we are seeing momentum even in PSU banks, even in financial services. Where are you concentrating your attention right now on the banks?
So I think the results are going to come. So yeah, so definitely on the chart, HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank is looking good.
Hmm.
In this sense, we are seeing a good bounce, but we are again cautious because at the closer to 750 levels, there can be some supply. So indexing will be a little bit on cautious note, but rest of the banks are looking very strong. Followed by this, followed like this, even the stocks like financial stocks like Shriram Finance, Chola Finance is looking good on chart. So I think there is no weakness as of now. The advanced declaration ratio is extremely positive. So I think this momentum will continue. Slight cautious on the IndusInd Bank and rest everything. I think we should be seeing a good move on the higher side.
Okay, fair point. Let's look at some of the other pockets. What about the real estate space? What do you think is behind such a strong momentum that we are seeing on the real estate space today? 5.5% of a move on the index level. I mean, this was one index that was somehow lying low for the last couple of weeks and months or so as well. It had taken a back seat. But what is behind this fresh move? And do you think that you will pay more attention to this space now?
Yeah, I do agree because from the morning itself, the DLT was the one space where good amount of buying was seen. The stocks like DLF is seeing a good reversal from the current point. So I expect this momentum to continue, followed by Lodha, the overall real estate, and to some extent, Prestige estate is also looking quite good, promising. So I think this trend will continue, and maybe post the RBI policy, what we saw, the interest rate, there's a reduction in the interest rate. So that may also fuel some what to the real estate is what I think. So the structure is extremely positive. So this sector is going to stay strong at least for the next weekend. So I think even if you see any kind of correction in this space, I think that can be opportunity because the larger breakout is still we are not seeing that breakout. So that breakout is still going to come. So I think that's an opportunity in the reality space.
Okay, fair point. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's look at some of the other pockets that are buzzing. In the PSU space, I see very strong moves, Brijesh. The erstwhile favorites are coming back. Power financiers, PFC, REC, 6% of a move. I don't even remember the last time we saw like a sharp 6% momentum on all of these stocks. What exactly would you foresee here? Are they back for good? Should one pay more attention to these spaces now?
We need to be very stock specific in this space. I do agree. PFC, RSC are the two which looks good. At least this momentum point of view, I think that this can keep going on another 5% kind of a move can be seen in the RSC, PFC. The fresh entry doesn't look like, but on a stock specific note, BHEL, BHEL is one stock which is now crossing the resistance zone. So this level of 220 is a pretty strong resistance. The call writers are extremely active. So they are slowly shifting their position. So mostly another 10-15 points can be seen in the BHEL. So there is a trade setup. And after that, IRCTC is something which is, I think, can see another 30-40 points kind of a move. So bail and IRCTC, there can be a opportunity, whereas somebody is already having a position in RSC, PFC should keep maybe during this week there will be a further upset and then they should book some profits.
Okay, fair point. Let's actually look at some of the strong moves that we are seeing across the board in the Nifty 500 basket. You have Pondy Oxides at 20% circuit today. You have Fino Payments Banks at 20% circuit. You have Eamco Elecon India also at a 20% circuit today. Three circuits that we are seeing in the broad index of 20%. Inox Green Energy also is moving up about 20% circuit for this one as well. There is also a move on Autoline Industries about 18% higher. Goldium International is 17% up in trade today. Then you also have Sai Life Sciences, that's 15% higher. SH Kelkar and Company is about 15% higher. Intellect Design Arena 13.5% higher in trade. You also have GMR Power at a 13% uptick right now. Navkar Corporation, that's another one, that's at 12% uptick that you can see. Bodal Chemicals about 10% higher. Data Patterns 11% up. I mean, there are so many moves that we are tracking after so long when you're seeing such smart moves on an intraday, double digit gains on so many of these stocks today. In the broadest indexed Brijesh, would you like to chase any momentum? Do you think beyond this 10, 12, 15% of a move that we are seeing on some of these stocks can actually be built on?
Yeah, there are many stocks as you said. The few stocks which I am tracking is the Sundaram Finance.
Okay.
So that is something which is very strong on charts. Irrespective of today's 6% move, I think there a further momentum can be there. So Sundaram Finance is something which we would recommend to the clients. Indian Hotel is something which is from the Nifty 500 basket, which is up by 6% and is ready to give a new fresh breakout. So Indian Hotel, I think one should keep a watch on. Deepak Fertilizer is something which is again very clearly, this is the stocks which I'm speaking is purely from the technical point of view, where there's a range breakout, where there's a volume breakout, and then sideways consolidation breakout. So the opportunity is definitely there. This Fortis Healthcare is one stock which is again moving from the demand zone. So I think Fortis will also do good. Chambal,
Okay.
we should not forget. Chambal is one stock which is bullish in all the time frame, in the multi time frame. So whenever there is a correction, Chambal is always a great pick. So Chambal, I think, can be an opportunity. Bharti also, we should also keep a watch on. 1800 is a small trigger. As and when this 1800 is taken out, the Bharti will also see a very good upside. So there are many stocks are there, but these are the specific stocks which have got volume breakout.
Which have got volume breakout. Okay, let's look at some of the other pockets. Autos, I wanted to discuss that one, Brijesh. What are you looking at within autos? I mean, Tata Motors has come back after a long haul, strong 4.5% move. Is it back for good? Is the worst behind? That's something that I wanted to ask. Beyond the Tata Motors stock, there are so many ancillaries also moving up strong. Samvardhan Motherson, 8% move. Balkrishna Industries, 6.5% higher. MRF up 5%. You also have names like Hero Moto, Aisha Motors, Ashoka Leyland, Bajaj Auto, Excite Batteries, Bosch. I mean, all of them are rallying in trade. Within autos, what will you keep your attention on, Brijesh?
So it is a mixed view for the auto because directionally the sector is not that positively plays the way the other
Okay.
sectors are. So we need to be very specific, stock specific, the stocks which are outperforming the index. So one of those stocks are like Aisha Motors, TVS Motors. These are the stocks which we are liking. So these are the space where there can always be opportunity. And specifically from the technical point of view, Hero Motoco has seen some breakout today. So I think maybe some 5-8% kind of a momentum can be seen in the Hero Motoco. So specific stocks will be there. Rest the stocks like Tata Motors, they are still in the downtrend and they are seeing the bounce back. So that there is from the long term perspective, yes. But if somebody wants to play the trading opportunity, then Tata Motors is not the right pick. We will be going with the Aisha Motors, TVS, Hero Motoco.
Okay, got that. Fair point. Let's look at some of the other pockets as well that are rallying. I think Adani stocks are also doing very well in trade today. Most of these stocks have moved up. Adani Power was trading about 6% higher. Adani Green, Energy Solutions, Adani Enterprises, Ports, they were all up 4 to 5%. There was this news reports that have indicated that Trump administration is backing away from some of the cases involving foreign bribery, including the Adani stocks. Reports have suggested that this has followed U.S. administration's executive order pausing prosecutions under the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, affecting ongoing legal scrutiny of Adani's alleged $265 million bribery scheme. So that's a sentimental positive, and we've seen some improvement across the stocks today. Are you tracking any of the Adani stocks, Brijesh? What looks good on charts?
Yeah, maybe with the current momentum, whatever the positive news we are listening, I think Adani Port and Adani Energy Solutions, these are the two stocks which are having strength. So most probably this Adani Port from the level of 210 can jump back to 1300. So that would be some trading opportunity with the Adani Port. And if you speak specifically for the energy solution, this is one stock which is slowly turning positive. Maybe from the directional point of view also, I think this can go back to 1150, 1200. So it will take a little bit of longer time, but that would be my directional view. And somebody wants to play the trading opportunity, even can bet for 5% kind of a move. So definitely Adani Port and Adani's energy solution, these two counters look positive to me.
Okay, got that. So that's about the Adani Group stocks. We have some news coming in, and that's IMD releasing the first estimate for 2025 southwest monsoons. IMD has said that India's 2025 southwest monsoon rainfall is seen 105% of long period average. IMD has also marked that India's 2025 southwest monsoon rains are likely to be above normal. Good news coming in. And IMD has also pointed out that neutral El Nino conditions are prevailing over equatorial Pacific at this point in time. But the key takeaway is that IMD sees southwest monsoon rainfall that are likely to start in June onwards to be above normal is definitely good news, something that domestic markets economists definitely look at as a key parameter to really track for both the economic growth as well as how the markets are likely to take shape. Agri stocks, that's going to be in focus clearly with the monsoons kick starting in just about a month and a half now, Brijesh. And this time, the first estimate has already been released by the IMD for southwest monsoon. Above normal monsoon is likely for southwest monsoons, and 105% of long period average of the rainfall expected this time around. So, one, relief from the external shocks, and second, the positive domestic trigger by way of monsoons that we are getting. Brijesh, how will you track the fertilizers, chemicals, agri-related stocks now?
So, Sakshi, if you observe for the last couple of days, the stocks like UPL, the Chambal is already trading at near its all-time high level. So the structure is already positive. So it has been 5 to 6 months of bad months which we saw, and now it's Q4 results which are going to settle the market. And this once the Q4 results are done, and if the monsoon is good, then I don't think there can be any big corrections in the market. The market will be looking for the fresh levels on the higher side. So somewhere I think even the levels which we spoke, that 24,000 might also be taken out. And for the Bank Nifty specific 53,000, which is the multiple resistance, or if those levels are taken out, then the Bank Nifty will suggest some another 3 to 4,000 points on the higher side. So it will take a time, but then if monsoons are good, then definitely the auto space where the two-wheeler stocks normally we have a saying that whenever there is a good monsoon, the two-wheeler stocks are the one which we always keep on the radar. So that space can see a very good momentum, and then I think the entire the scenario will change. And if monsoons are good, then maybe we won't see any short-term corrections in the market, and we should be heading higher.
Okay, fair point. Got that. I hope this has also helped us understand how to forward position ourselves with the upcoming monsoons as well. And so, good news, the first estimate is actually positive from the IMD this time around. We'll definitely keep an eye out on this aspect as well, and we will keep tracking it as and when newer estimates keep coming and further fresh additions keep coming from the IMD as well. So, definitely a positive news flow from IMD for southwest monsoons. Let's look at some of the other aspects on the markets too. The Nifty next 50 names, let's look at that. We have, apart from the ones discussed already, DLF is up 6%. Again, the real estate story. There was Prestige also that was up shining as far as the F&O action is concerned. Many such names that are doing well. Indigo is also up by about 2%. In fact, Indigo is something that I wanted to pick with Brijesh. Especially with after brokerage houses are putting in higher targets, 25-30% uptick, even seen from now. Even though in the last 1 month, Indigo has been slowly and gradually inching up quite a bit. What is your sense on Indigo? Can any fresh position be also taken on Indigo at 52.61, looking at the strong prospects in future?
Uh, it will be slightly risky. Maybe
Okay.
adding fresh longs at this point, I would be a little bit cautious because the charts are in the overbought zone, and this
Okay.
and this I am watching from the weekly point of view. So I would be waiting for some correction close to 5,000 mark, 5,000 to 4,900 levels. So that would be the regional level where we can do a re-entry in the Indigo. Structurally, I think the charts are quite positive. So, but fresh entry should be avoided, and somebody is already in a long position can keep riding the trend. But I believe some profit booking will come, not a major one, but small profit booking is expected. So somebody who has taken a trading bet, it is advisable to take some profits and wait for small correction.
Okay, got that. So that's the expectation there. Let's look at the stocks at 52-week high. Even Indigo hit that 52-week high. Paradeep Phosphates, 11% higher. on Paradeep Phosphates at 133. This was also recommended on our channel, by the way, and I believe it was Prashant Tapse who, put his foot behind Paradeep Phosphates as one of his key picks, now 12% higher in trade. Last week is when he was reiterating that he really likes this stock. Gallant Ispat is another one that was up 6%, 52-week high on this one as well. These are the two stocks that are up. Kaveri Seeds Company, again from the agri space that I'm talking about, 9.5% higher, 52-week high. Healthcare Global is also up at 52 weeks high today, 7.6% higher for this one. Coromandel International, that's another one. That's at a 6.5% higher, 21.90, 52-week high. Anything from these names, Brijesh, that catch your attention?
I think there's an opportunity with the healthcare global.
Okay.
This can keep moving up, and I won't be surprised if we see the level of 650 on the higher side.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
so somebody is having a position in the healthcare global should keep holding on because the structure and the momentum is pretty strong. And Pradeep prospect specifically, the move is already like I think it's already there. It started from the level of 100, 110.
Yes.
So
Yes.
today it is already making a new high. So it's technically that conviction of further fresh buying is not there. So maybe one has to be little cautious and somebody wants to take some profits. It is advisable in Pradeep prospect. And then I think even the Coromandel, as you spoke, closer to 2300, if somebody wants to take some minor profit booking, that should be done. So this many of the stocks, maybe what you say, like the positive outcome which we are going to see with the respect of monsoon, the stocks are already running up. This is getting discounted. So I would more likely to take some profits and let's see how things work out. But HCG is one where still the opportunity lies. So if there is even if a small correction of 15-20 points, that can be an opportunity for 650 levels.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also helped all our viewers out. Brijesh, time to help us out with our BTST, STBT calls, 3:23 p.m. What BTST trades can one really take?
So one thing which I'm telling is the LIC Housing Finance. So I think LIC Housing Finance from India F&O space is perfectly spread. On an immediate basis, another we can talk of 15-20 points that from the BTST point of view. It can go back to 610, 650 is what I'm looking for the LIC Housing Finance. Secondly is the Polycap. Polycab is also one stock which is looking very strong positive. There is a good buying in today's structure. So, and there has been gap in Polycab. This is not exactly the BTST, but then 5600 is what I'm looking for the Polycab. So there can be a good bounce in Polycab as well. And one more stock specifically from the BTST, CG Power is one which has recently corrected, but in the last two trading session, good buying has been witnessed. So maybe 600, 605 can be the BTST trade for the CG Power. So this is specific limited stocks which are high conviction trade.
Fair point. Okay, Brijesh. Now 3:24, 6 minutes to go before we wind up today's terrific Tuesday. It's turned out to be a brilliant one. Remember, the investors in total have added 9 lakh crores to their kitty in just today's move. As Sensex has soared about 1600 points, and we have seen the BSE listed market cap soar by near 9 lakh crores as the provisional figures currently stand since last day's closing, and therefore you have seen a strong momentum throughout the course of the day. Tell us, Brijesh, what is the strategy that you'd recommend on both Nifty Bank for tomorrow, and where would you keep your attention?
See, my view on the Nifty is pretty strong. So, but somebody who doesn't want to take the risk in the Nifty can take the bull call spread because the Nifty is already 500 points up in the current session. Even if it corrects for another 100, 150 points, my directional view is not going to change. So, bull call spread with the risk parameters, I think Nifty can be bought. That's in the money call option can be traded. And bail is something which I already spoke is again even at the closing hour it is showing strength. So very small risk of 2 to 3 rupee in bail. I think we can play for 15 odd points kind of a move in the bail for this expiry. So I think this is something which is looking more promising.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped all our viewers out get the right strategies. Thank you then, Brajesh, for being with us on the closing edition of Market Today and helping us navigate through all of those momentum, stocks as well as the key strategy and outlook for tomorrow as well. Some more details from IMD news flow coming in. I'm going to be reading all that out for you viewers. Like I had mentioned that this is IMD's first ever prediction for the upcoming southwest monsoon. IMD has predicted, that's the Met Department of India has predicted 105% monsoon rainfall, and they actually expect an above normal rainfall for this season. What they are also indicating is that 59% of chance of above normal monsoon rains exists this year. There's a 9% chance of below normal monsoons and a 30% chance of normal monsoons this year, but 60% chance of an above normal monsoon rainfall this year. So the highest chances are on above normal monsoons. That's great news for all the farmers, the farm sector, the agri sector, fertilizers, as well as, just like how Brajesh pointed out, two-wheelers, because whenever we see good rainfall, good crop season, that's when the rural areas have extra money and they go in for two-wheelers. So that's something that you should keep an eye out on. IMD has said that even though there is a 30% chance of normal rainfall, they see below normal rainfall over parts of northeastern states between June and September. And they are going to be issuing updated forecast for monsoon in the last week of May. That's when they actually help you understand which is the exact day that monsoon rainfall will hit Indian coast. The first state to get normal rainfall is Kerala, and then it's spread across the Deccan region, and slowly and gradually it moves up north. Usually the date is always 1st of June, and we'll have to see whether that progress is on time or is there any delay. Something that we will have to wait for last week of May to really find out, but great first indication coming in from the IMD that there could be normal rainfall this time around. So that's something that you can definitely look at as a positive as well. Okay, let's start winding up the market show now. Strong move on the markets. It's been a terrific Tuesday. About 2.3% higher for the Nifty. It's ending the day closer to 23,350. with 48 stocks up into the green, led by IndusInd Bank, Shriram Finance, L&T, Tata Motors, Axis Bank. It was the large private sector banks that have really contributed to the move today, especially HDFC, ICICI Bank, that have led to this momentum today. Real estate stocks have also zoomed past. It's the top moving sector today with over 5.5% gains. Stocks like DLF, Prestige Estates, they have all moved up. Macrotech developers with added on news on that front too. Auto stocks have come back on a strong footing as well, and that's why that's because Trump tariffs, US President Donald Trump has talked about some easing on the auto companies, relax some policies for the US auto companies, and therefore the parts like part makers like Samvardhan, Sona BLW are cheering some kind of a relief. Metals are higher in trade. Small caps and mid caps also. Look at small caps, 3% higher in trade. Very, very strong momentum across the board, even in the broader index. Data patterns up 11%, HFCL 9% higher. Anant Raj real estate play 8% up, KC International, even EMS plays, Dixon Technologies, Keynes Technologies, what a strong momentum, 7 to 8% higher. BLS International, Inox Wind, Ircon, Titagarh, Railtel, Railway Stories doing very, very well today. Sagility India 5% higher, Garden Reach about 5% up. Strong momentum across the board. You can see even pharma stocks, consumer durables, even IT for that instance is up and about in today's trading session. But there you have it. We have shut shop just minor, minutely below that 23,350 odd mark, but 515 points higher in trade. So fantastic day of trade and a beginning of this truncated week that we are seeing, which has only 3 days of a trading action today. That's ended on a strong footing. And tomorrow and day after, there are 3 trading sessions that we have for this week, and we hope that this only builds on for the positive. But just near the high point of the day is where you have seen the Nifty shut shop for the day today. We'll wrap it up at that, viewers, but do stay tuned. There's a lot more for you to track even beyond the stock market hours, so stay tuned.